Welcome back to another episode of IOF. This is a totally different setting than usual. Today I'm bringing your guest. He's probably the reason he had you looking like a bum in every games. Had your crush, you living games like mid games and all. Your dad telling you that you had a horrible game. He's the Pac Northwest wall. For the first time on the show, I'm bringing you guys Pac Northwest ECNL and new D1 commit at the University of Bakersfield, Mr. Pedro. How's it going, bro?
Good, and you, bro?
I'm all right, man. I'm happy you could join us.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Nah, for sure. I'm so glad to have you. You're the first ever guest on the show. What is it called? We talked for a little while, and I've expressed how much I really wanted you to have you here. I'm so glad that you're here, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Of course. Pleasure, man. I've been waiting for this day.
Thanks. But first of all, I want to congratulate you on your commitment. That's a big step, taking such a big step and leaving the high school football and taking on a new adventure, and mostly taking on a new adventure in a whole totally different settings. You're from Washington and you're going to be heading to California to play college football. How does it feel in your head you're telling yourself that you're about to take on that new adventure?
I mean, yeah, it's a great feeling. I feel like it quite hasn't hit me that I'm completely moving to a different state. It's restarting my whole life all over again. I mean, I got to go in with a good mentality, tough mentality, because those moments where you just need somebody to talk to, and college is tough, so not having my family is going to be tough. And basically all on my own, got to go in with strong mentality, and I'm going to miss Washington, man. It's real hot out there.
You're going to miss Washington?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's sunny and rainy over here sometimes, but I'd rather have that. I mean, over there, when I went, it was 106 degrees. I was sweating just sitting on the bench.
What season did you go into, like spring season or summer?
I went right before the fall, actually.
Oh.
It was in September
last
year.
that hot that time
and
of year?
it was the beginning of September, right before fall started, and it was so hot, man. It was 106. I was just sitting down sweating.
Damn.
Terrible.
And we thought when we hit 100 back in 2021, and we thought that was the worst thing. So for them, that was like a normal summer type of stuff.
Oh yeah, it goes up to 110, 112, and like the prime of the summer. And for me, it was like crazy. I was like, I can't handle this, but I'll get used to it, because I mean, there's guys that come from Ireland, comes guys from Italy, and I can get used to it.
Yeah, and there's all the beaches around California or something that we don't have too much here in Washington. So you're gonna be at ease over there.
Yeah.
One day you're hitting the field, and then at the end of the day you hit the beach. So I'm sure it's gonna be fine. But before getting into playing D1, you were playing for Pac Northwest ECNL here in Washington. With the first team and all. Tell us about that time in Washington in Pac.
I mean, playing on the first team it's always a great environment. It's obviously, for club soccer, is the top division you can play in, and I mean, this season I missed out on the whole season due to an injury. But the last season that I played, it's great. You play against great players around you, and being able to travel and be scouted, talk to coaches, be in different environments, different states. Just a great blessing. It's super fun. I mean, it's what every footballer looks forward to at the end of the day.
Yeah. How did they feel? What is it called to get into that injury? We spoke about this a little while ago. You had a pretty serious injury with to your knee. How did it feel knowing that, hey, this is your last season of club? And then you're faced with such a huge moment in possibly your career and all. How mentally, how did you deal with it?
I mean, in the beginning, like, it was first game of the season, and it was towards the end of the game, and then I just tried to track back, and my knee completely gave out. I already had that problem from the beginning of the season, and it was when I went to the doctor, and they're like, yeah, it's mandatory surgery. You have no other option. It says 5 to 6 months. I was devastated. It was tough, especially once surgery came along. It was horrible. I couldn't even walk for 2 weeks, and it felt like I was there for months just in a bed. It was terrible. It was tough, man. As a footballer, it really messes with your head. Like, You wake up and you're like, okay, I have practice after school, whatever, after work, I have to go practice, or I got to go to the gym. And not being able to do that, and you just wake up, eat, and then you're sitting all day. It's a terrible feeling.
Because you're used to a certain routine. You're used to, what is it called, to doing what you love and all that. And having that being taken away, like, is a huge toll on you. And is that your first injury that you ever had, like, or first major injury that you had in your career?
Yeah, for sure. That's my first major injury. I've never been out for more than 2 weeks, and that being out I was out from September to the end of January, and that's only because I came back like 5 months early from surgery. And then I had surgeries getting delayed, and it was terrible, man. And that was only September, October, 4 months maybe, 4 or 5 months out. It was terrible. I can only imagine if I waited out through the whole 6 months.
No, I see that, and now we're so glad to see you back on the field, and you came back with your high school team, Thomas Jefferson High School, and you were even nominated for Athlete of the Week by Fadeaway Mirror. Like, bro, like, already back from injury, like, what was it like getting back on the field with your high school?
I mean, to be honest, the first month was terrible. I felt like I haven't touched the ball in ages. Like, I was so out of shape. I put on, I want to say 20 pounds maybe. And conditioning was like I've never worked out in my life. But after that month with the training sessions and games with high school, I mean, you're 5 days out of 7 days of the week, you're playing soccer with your high school team. So you get back in shape pretty quick, and then some work outside of soccer got me back in shape. But once I got back into my rhythm, it was like I was never gone. There's still a couple things I could sharpen up, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to anyone that I didn't mention. Pedro is a center back, one of the best center backs that's played for PAC. You were starting with PAC Northwest ECNL. But before PAC, what team did you play for?
I played at Washington Premier. I played for the first team there. I played when DA was a thing for club teams.
Oh, you played for the first team at Washington Premier too?
Yeah, when I went to try out, I was on the black team, and then DA became a thing for us. So I was on that team as well.
To make it clear, what's DA?
It's Development Academy. Basically, at that time, we just had our normal league. It's like ECNL in a way, but you go to showcases. You can play against MLS academies, and there was no like competition tournaments. It was only strictly showcases. There was Surf Cup, but it was like a showcase. It was no finals or nothing. You just get 3 group matches and just play and showcase for colleges.
Wait, how long did you stay at Washington Premier for?
I believe I was there for 4 or 5 seasons. So, yeah,
that's 5 years and all.
Yeah.
So like you went from Washington Premier to PAC, and like if you played around PAC, RCL all overall, like those two teams clash a lot.
Yeah.
There's a certain there's something happening between those two teams. You kind of made like a switch with a rival team.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. It was tough. It was really tough, but it was hard leaving my guys behind. But I mean it was tough going to a rival team, and I feel like development-wise, I saw something in PAC that I wanted to make a part of my game, and I feel like I benefited a lot from it. But my youth career, I have to give a lot to Washington Premier. They showed me things that in Sunday League or Mexican League I was never going to learn, because that was where I came from. I was playing in Hispanic League on Saturdays only, training a couple times a week, and at Premier I learned a lot of things. They matured me a lot in soccer. They taught me ways of soccer that I would have never learned if I never joined them. So I got to give a lot of thank yous to Premier as well.
No, that's totally amazing, bro. What's your favorite thing, what is it called, about the two clubs, about Washington Premier and PAC? So because you had the taste of the two different type of of football, because they have the whole totally different type of how they approach football, totally different environments and all. If you had to say, hey, my favorite things about Washington Premier was this, what's up?
In my opinion, my favorite thing about Washington Premier was they're kind of like Crossfire in this sense. Like, they don't give up. You can be 3 up on these guys, and all it takes is 1 goal for them, and they'll still be down 2 goals with 10 minutes left. They will flip the whole game on you. Those guys, they have a mentality. It's like a rock. They will not break. They have their moments, like every normal young group of soccer guys, but they break down, but those guys are like a rock. Every team that I was part of, different players come in and out. It's they don't give up. That's one props I have to give to that club. They never give up.
How good was it? Was the team you were on? Like, what's it called overall? Like, how were you guys competing for trophies and all?
I mean, at Premier, right?
Yeah, at Premier.
The team was pretty good. There's some guys that are playing at a really high level right now. We were always around top 4, maybe top 5 in the league.
Okay.
We always struggled a lot against Pac, Crossfire. Seattle United was always a good battle. So we were up there. We were mid-table, maybe on the upper half, but we never won league though. But it was a great group of guys. It was great memories.
What's your favorite memory I watched on Premier?
I want to say it was when we were in DA. It was our first year, and we did a futsal tournament. So all the DA teams in our league went, and we did a futsal tournament in Oregon at Rose City Futsal. It's a great venue. There's a stand. It's kind of like a Starfire setup, the indoor setup.
Yeah.
But it's futsal fields, and it's just a great environment. There was some couple Sounder scouts there. It was great. A lot of guys got picked up from that tournament.
Ooh, okay, yeah, and that what's it called? That's a memory that you carried on and all.
Oh yeah, it's not a far travel. You're close to home. You're with your guys, team dinners, and those games were just super fun. Yeah. Because although it wasn't a tournament, it was just showcase games. There wasn't like much like meaning behind it, but just being able to have fun, enjoy. And it's a different style of soccer. Like not much futsal around here in Washington, so playing that with your guys is always fun.
So yeah, you now moved to what Pac Northwest and all that. It's a whole different change. So how did you get to the first team? How was your journey to getting to the first team and knowing how highly rated Pac Northwest ECNL team is? How was your journey getting there, knowing that you also come from a team from another first team?
I mean, I was really nervous, to be honest. When I joined PAC, I didn't have the hardest route to get into the first team. I went to the year of the transition year where all the guys that are in Sounders Discovery program, they go from just training with Sounders, games here and then, while also playing club. They go full-time Sounders. So they leave their club and they're full-time all days of the week with Sounders. So I kind of came in when there was kind of like restoring the team. So there was a good amount of spots open, and I went to tryouts and made the team. So I didn't have it as hard as some guys usually would have it, but it was still a little tough.
Did you ever like was it one of your desires to get hand up with the Sounders? Did you try to get into some sort of tryouts for them?
Yeah, I mean, and DA was the prime time of when most guys got picked up. It's every kid's dream to play for their state's MLS academy, but I just feel like at that age where it was scouting time, I just wasn't mature enough on the soccer field. I had a lot of things to learn, and it's just simple. I just wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
I had a lot of things to work on, and unfortunately, I never got called up.
Okay,
but it's all a learning experience. I learned a lot from seeing guys that do make it in my position, and I've played against Sounders multiple times with PAC, and it's all part of life.
I see. So I'm sorry, you played. So you played for like about 5 years with Western Premier, and then you made the switch in what year?
I want to say 2018 or 19. I think 2019. So about 4 years ago.
About 4 years. So let's say you've been technically playing club football for nearly a decade. So like, what kept you going for what is it called for the past 10 years? Like, what kept you going? What has been your drive?
I mean, it's just I've seen a lot of guys that are older than me. Like they go into they go play D1, they go play pro, and I'm just like, wow, like it's every kid's dream. You see somebody older than you that's making it, you're like, okay, I want to be like that guy. I want to be like this guy. So it's always like an aspiration to be somebody in the soccer community, and not only just for I'm D1 or I've gone pro. It's for yourself. It's every little kid that plays soccer. It's all football. Yeah. And it's all nice, doing good in life and keep going with soccer. But also my parents, like the sacrifices they've made. it's just incredible. Now that I'm older and I'm more mature, and I'm looking back at all these memories, and it's just like, I can't believe they were really doing this just for me to go to practices. Like, my dad would come home from work, working since 6 in the morning, get home, not even eat, not even come in the house, just pick me up and drive an hour to Puyallup because the traffic at 4 or 5 p.m. And that's when I was young. So all the young guys train at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And even my mom coming from South Center, traffic, pick me up and then take me all the way to Puyallup it's incredible. Now that I'm older, it's shocking how much they did for me, and it's everything I do is for them.
How big of a moment was it when you received your first D1 offer, and then when you committed for them, like as a whole family? How big of a moment was it? Must have been great.
I mean, it was unreal. At one point, I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to achieve that goal. But once the process just started flowing in with hard work, the conversation with the coach was great. And once I really soaked it all in, I'm like, wow, this is real. I got it, the offer now, I got it figured out. And once I committed, it was just all the weight off my back just fell to the ground. It was such a relief from not only the last 4 years of high school, but since I started even thinking that college is something that you can do after club soccer. It was just such a relief.
Yeah, bro, you're living a dream. There's so many people that work for that dream, and the percentage itself speaks for itself. There's very low numbers of athletes that go ahead and play college soccer, but to now be able to play D1 college soccer. But you're making a move to California, from Western California. You're not gonna get homesick, are you?
I mean, I like being out and traveling, but I don't think I've ever been gone for more than a month. So homesick this might be the first for me. I mean, I'm leaving my whole life behind. So I mean, I'll be able to handle. It's gonna be tough, but I'm definitely gonna be homesick.
Yeah, for sure. You live your whole life here. I mean, we're talking from birth to until you're 18 and all. But how ready are you to tackle the new challenge at Bakersfield, knowing that you're going to be a freshman in a Division I college? How ready are you to fight for it? Because you're going to have to fight for your spot. As it caught up to you yet that, hey, this isn't club football and all. I'm with guys who also work for it now. I have to fight for my spot. Have you caught on to that yet?
It's always on my mind when I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do when I go over there. And here in PAC, being an older guy, if you do your part, you work hard, you basically have your starting spot. If you perform, meet the coach's expectations. I'm going over there as a sophomore. There's guys that are 22, 23 years old, transfers that are international, 24 years old. I'm not the big guy no more. So it's gonna be hard adapting. I'm really gonna have to take everything from diet to working out, rehab on my legs, everything. Every muscle is gonna be very crucial. So it's really gonna be really important, and keeping strong mentality, because it's not gonna be easy. I'm not gonna, whether I do my part or not and put the work in, I'm not just gonna walk into a starting spot. So it's gonna be hard. I'm definitely gonna taste the bench. I'm gonna have to really work hard. It's not gonna be easy.
You hate it, don't you? The whole bench and all.
Yeah, I hate being on the bench.
Bro, I feel like when I was sitting on the bench, I feel like I'm sitting on spikes. I don't want to sit there. I feel like it's poking me. Just a whole feeling of what is it called, of just getting off the field and getting back on there. But speaking about Bakersfield, what was the process to first choosing Bakersfield? Apart from did you had any other schools that came forward to you? Or noticeably, we spoke about you maybe getting homesick, but was there ever an approach from teams here in Washington that you consider, and hey, I maybe want to stay here?
Yeah, I did. I never got an offer from a D1 program here. I was very close to, but some unfortunate performances and just wasn't the right fit. Led to not being able to. I did have a D2 offer here, and it was a good program, but I wanted something more. And for me, if I got a D1 offer in Washington, I don't care if you offer me North Carolina, San Diego, or Arizona, I'll always choose Washington. I mean, it's just I would have stayed here, maybe play D2, but it's just a goal of mine to go D1 and continue my career that way. So it was a tough choice, but ideally, I would have always stayed here in Washington.
That's understandable. Now, you're heading to Bakersfield. That's great. Now, let's talk about your ideal future right after college. What do you see yourself, let's say, in like 5 years, 5 years speaking time?
I want to say, well, it's always been a goal of mine to go pro somewhere, and now that I have the opportunity to go into Division I program, and if you perform to the standards of an MLS program and you're good on and off, you're a good person off the field as well, because that's something coaches really look into, and then you perform as well, meet the criterias. Hopefully after 3-4 years, once I graduate, just maybe be eligible for the MLS draft. And if I get an opportunity elsewhere in a different country or something, I mean, I'll think about it, see if the opportunity is right, but I would be very grateful for any opportunity to go pro at USL2, MLS Next Pro, anywhere overseas. It's always a tough decision, but I would be very grateful to go pro after.
I understand. Now, what's your dream team? Like, dream team, you're like, hey, if they came on my door knocking, I'm not thinking for more than 2 seconds. I'm signing, regardless of
like a realistic one, or like like any team.
Any team.
Oh, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm not even. Don't finish your sentence. Real Madrid. Like, sir, I don't care about the money. Just I want to go play.
Why are you Madrista, man? Like what got you into Madrid at first?
I mean, it's always since I was little. I started out as a striker. I was never a center back when I was growing up. So my favorite player growing up was always Cristiano Ronaldo. And I mean, he's the one that I started watching Real Madrid because of him, not because of the team or some have a special connection. I started watching him on YouTube, his highlight videos, and then I started watching games, and I fell in love with the club and players coming in now that I reflect my game so much off of like Sergio Ramos, Rudiger's a guy that I like a lot. I try to reflect my game on them. So it's in a way of football, not really more like feeling wise. I have a really special connection to the team. I watch them alive, support them, and yeah, it's just the club is a place I would always love to play at.
I'm sorry. And last week we spoke about like a big argument we had here. Assuming you're a Madrid fan, Barca come knocking at your door and is offering you $500,000 a week to play for them on a 5 years contract. As a baller, are you signing for Barcelona knowing that you grew up? You just spoke about your whole story, how you were a Madrid fan. It's Laporta knocking at your door, Pedro, $500,000 a week.
I mean, $500K. I mean, obviously, like as a businessman, as a normal human, you know, I'm saying yes. You know, if I'm still playing soccer, I'm not like a dad bod physique or something. I'm still playing soccer. I'm still playing good. And that opportunity came up, like, of course, as a businessman, I'm taking that $500K. I'm putting the Spotify jersey on.
We're calling it like that now. Okay.
But realistically, as a fan, like, I don't think I would.
Oh,
but
realistically, you wouldn't.
Like, as a fan, if I was like a diehard fan, like, yeah. But
Okay.
like you're telling me if Real Madrid came to your door, offering you the same offer, you wouldn't take it?
Low-key, last episode I said I would. Like, the thing is, I said, bro, it's $500,000.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of money. And you know, like, I'm like, you know how like that money does not just change your life, it changes the life of your whole family. And I think just sticking to that money, it's a bit too selfish, you know, just because, hey man, I grew up watching Barcelona, I'm a, you know, cooler and all, and that Madrid is coming up to me, I won't take 500K. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's realistic. Like, I know a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, like, no, I'm not signing.
A lot of people did. A lot of people last episode did. Like, I'm not taking it. The cameraman, right? Rajan does not play football. He does not watch football. He has the headphones in, listening to the recording. He comes to me, but he stops me the whole recording. He's like, David, it's $500,000 a week. He's like, I don't care what you mean. This I'm playing for. So anybody would, realistically, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like, everyone supports their team, and as a fan, you say no. But once you see that check,
hey,
then
come on now.
And if you're that big of a diehard fan for your club, you're a diehard football fan.
Mhm.
So any person that has played soccer at any level, any kind of level, will be so grateful for that. Realistically, like, put everything aside. Like, if you get offered $500K to keep doing what you love, what you've been doing since you were a little kid, anybody will take it.
Exactly. It's not only like something that you love, it's something you've worked so hard for.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about putting blood, sweat, and tears for. And then now that you have an opportunity to play for a team at one of the highest level, you're just going to give it up because of some childish stuff.
Yeah.
It's impossible for someone to do so.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be hard, but come on, you can't live playing with the rivals jersey for $500K a week.
$500K a week is $2 million a month.
Yeah, that's people work their entire life just for what you make in a week.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a life-changing salary, but
Your kids might not have to work with 120 million because after a 5-year contract, that's 120 million. Your kids might never have to work. You will never have to work, and you're gonna give it all up just like that because like you're, a Ronaldo fan that didn't want to put on a Barcelona jersey.
yeah.
But you're going for Barcelona. You're singing the song too and all.
I mean, I guess I kind of have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Barca's a good club.
Mm-hmm.
Just not a fan of them, but
Uh-huh.
it's a respected club, and I wouldn't mind playing for them. Realistically, it's a good club.
So your goat is Cristiano Ronaldo.
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah. You don't think there's not any player that's been played better than him or at any point of his career for him? You think Ronaldo has just been dominating football over?
No. I know what you want me to say. Yeah, Messi. I mean, in my opinion, it's been half and half. Right now, it's a little complicated to say just because people will have their opinion based on stats or performances or what's in the silverware case. So it's kind of complicated, but they're both great players. They've been hand in hand every year. But I feel like it's tough to choose who's the GOAT. But for me, just because I grew up watching him, he's never disappointed me in any performances. And well, at least when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always been my GOAT.
That's great. We talked about Madrid, but now let's say if you were to such like a dream team here in Washington, the United States, like what's your dream like club? You're coming out of college to, you get drafted. Like what's the club that you want them to approach you?
Ideally would be Sounders, just because I can come back and watch me. So that ideally that would be amazing if I was ever reached out to by the Sounders coming out of college. But if that wasn't an option, probably like an Inter Miami or LA Galaxy, LAFC, just because the locations. I've always liked those locations when I go. So it's one of those four. Ideally Sounders.
You going to me? You been to Miami and all?
Yeah, I've been to Florida in 2019, and we went around Miami a little bit for a showcase.
What's better, California, Miami, or Washington?
I would say Washington because it's my hometown.
Really, bro?
But it's California.
Okay.
Florida, I can't live in Florida. Unless it's for like business. I'm not moving there for fun because I like that. If it's for business, of course. Like for soccer, I would move there. It's a great place. It's just the weather is just weird.
Trying to run away from the alligators from Miami.
I don't want my dog eating.
Well, you can't have like dogs living in your house like that. Like walking around, it doesn't happen. Bro. When we're growing up in Congo and watching it happen here, it felt like a fairy tale. So for me, dogs wise, like I'm not even like approaching a dog for like, let's say like money. Like you can pay me to like be in the same room locked in with a dog.
What about a Yorkie? A little Yorkie or a pug?
Bro, even Chihuahuas hate me.
Nah, Chihuahuas hate everybody.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna say. I'm telling you, one day I'm sitting there with a group of like 7 people. One of my friends pull up with their dogs. It targeted me. How am I? No, I'm talking about we're standing there. It targeted me, and you tell me I'm gonna just go. I'm telling you, even hundreds of dollars, you couldn't pay me hundreds of dollars to sit in the same room as a dog. You couldn't pay me I can't do it.
You don't have a dog?
I don't have a dog. Like in my country, we had a dog. like a guard dog, and we actually bit my finger. So I'm not.
No way, bro.
It bit my finger, and I was like trying to feed him. I'm feeding the dog, and then I was kind of like feeding it, like taking away the food.
Oh, bro, you looked for it, bro.
It's my dog. How you biting the hand that fits you? You know what I mean? It bit me. And like, let's say it had a cage like in our compound, and then like we get it, like we locked him up the whole time, and then we only like open it up like at the end, and then what is it called? He's gonna run, you know, like around the whole thing, and then if somebody ever comes to the house, it's just gonna bark and then let you know, wake you up and all. One day in the middle of the day, I go to the cage, I pretend I'm opening the cage, and then it comes out, and I close it. And then by mistake, I open it way too big. It comes out and it's chasing me around the whole compound. I remember running for my life. I'm like, oh shoot.
Bro, because you messing with the dog, bro.
Yeah, but that dog was
taking their food, messing with the door. Like,
it was out to kill me.
Imagine a dog that's been locked up in a cage all day, and you're just teasing him, open the door and closing it on him. Like,
bro,
he's gonna come for blood.
Yeah, but like, it's their master. Like, imagine your dog did that to you.
I mean, I've done it to my dog before, like messing around, like, nah, you're not eating yet, and he'll be like growling at me and stuff. I'm like, all right,
Did he attack you? Did he bite you?
One time, yeah, I grabbed his bone and he like snapped at me. I'm like, all right, bro, chill. I'm like, all right, bro, remember who feeds you, bro.
Exactly, but my dog can't do that. It doesn't remember like who feeds you and all. And like all the dogs all over the countries are like that. Like, I'm telling you, I'm so sorry to any dog owners that's gonna encounter me, but at a park, if a dog is attacking me, I'm swinging. No, I'm no joke. I'm so sorry. You're gonna sue me. I'm gonna be sitting in that courtroom telling the judge, hey, we're equals here. My life was in danger. I started swinging. It's that simple.
Lesson. Yeah, bro. Some dogs are scary, man. I've gotten chased by dogs, by my own neighbor's dog.
Dang, you've been chased. So
Yes.
how did you not come up to hate dogs? I come on, like I wouldn't be in love with a, you know, like knowing that, hey, there's like dogs be chasing you like that. I'm good, but like, how did you not get to that point?
Since I was little, my first dog I got at 3.
Okay.
And then I got my second dog at like 4 years ago. And it's like, I've always been around a dog, and the dog that I've owned is never like betrayed me in the way that, oh, it like bites me out of nowhere unless I really deserve it.
Yeah.
Like I'm messing with them or something. And then my dogs that I've had have always been really nice. A man's best friend.
Yeah.
But like when I've gotten chased and stuff or getting bit in the ankles. And when I've been bit in the ankles and stuff, it's just, I don't know, it's just not my dog, so I'm not too worried about it. But it's, I can kind of see why you hate dogs, but one day, bro, get a dog, whatever dog you think is the cutest, get them young, like get them babies, and then raise it on your own. You're gonna want to get another one.
That's true, because the thing is, I want to be the type of like father that like has a family and then you have a dog and type of stuff. But like, if I don't get over my fear at that point, like imagine my kid coming like, Dad, can we have a dog? And I just say no, and they're like, why? I just say no, like, because I can't tell my kids that your dad's afraid of dogs.
Like, my dog chased me.
Exactly. I can't be telling you that story. But the thing is, I can't even get a cat. I can't even get a cat because I developed an allergic to cats around the age of 10. So I'm allergic to cats and I'm scared of dogs. It came to the point where the only pets I had for the past years was a guinea pig. Yes, because I was like, hey, you know, it's a guinea pig. It's small, but that guinea pig was also crazy because that guinea pig was like biting. It would bite you, you know, guinea pig bites you and all. But like our guinea pig was pretty chill. But dog wise, I'm good. And honestly, yeah. And if I was you, know, like you say, if you're a lover of dogs, I wouldn't take my dog to Florida because I might wake up in the morning and, you know,
you're only gonna find the collar.
Exactly. Yeah. And next thing you know, you never know, like it's ending up in a crocodile body in your or in your head. Yeah. Bro, this has been amazing. Having you on the show was so great. Get to tell your story, how you started, and your journey through the past years. Just a great segment. We never know where each players go, where you're gonna go. But we always want you to go ahead and like reach your full potential and reach your dreams. But if you have to tell yourself a message, we're gonna switch to your camera right there. If you could tell yourself your message, and let's say Pedro is watching in 5 years, what would you tell yourself?
Pedro, if you're watching this in 5 years, I hope you're still doing good, and hopefully you're playing pro somewhere and got your degree already, man.
Yeah. What degree? What degree are you trying to get?
Business administration.
Business administration. Pedro, in 5 years, good luck.
Good
Guys,
luck, kiddo.
we appreciate you for watching even in 5 years or so. We're so glad. We're so excited to see you play next fall. We're gonna be watching. We're excited for what you're gonna do next, brother. Thank you very much.